The courtyard was alive with energy. Thousands of people had gathered, the atmosphere buzzing with anticipation. But in an instant, everything changed. A single gunshot tore through the air. Panic followed. Shouts of "Get down and run!" echoed as terrified students scattered in every direction. Within seconds, campus police and Kirk's personal guards rushed to secure the scene, pulling him away toward safety. Let's step back and trace the timeline of what unfolded on that tragic afternoon. At exactly 12 p.m. on September 10, 2025, Charlie Kirk's event began. More than 3,000 attendees filled the courtyard. With a visible police presence and Kirk's own private security watching closely, 20 minutes later, as Kirk calmly addressed sensitive questions about gun violence, the atmosphere seemed intense but controlled. Then, without warning, a sharp crack split the air. The bullet struck Kirk in the neck, while he was still seated at the debate table. What followed was chaos. Security teams rushed him into a private vehicle, racing toward the hospital. At the same time, officers locked down campus buildings, moving room to room in search of the attacker. 2 individuals were detained briefly but released. The shooter remained unidentified, still at large. By 12:37 p.m., university officials issued an urgent lockdown order. Classes were canceled. Students and faculty were told to shelter in place. Moments later, grim confirmation arrived. Charlie Kirk had succumbed to his injuries at the hospital. This was just another violent incident. It was a chilling reminder of how a lone individual can disrupt the course of history. To understand how such attacks unfold, we need to explore not only what happened, but also the layers of protection designed to prevent them. In high-profile events, security operates in concentric circles. Closest to the principal are 5 to 7 highly trained Secret Service agents forming the innermost shield. Beyond them, in the 100-foot radius, is a mix of agents and local police. And surrounding it all, the outer perimeter, largely the responsibility of local law enforcement. But mistakes happen. At the Butler rally, the shooter climbed a building that was technically outside the secured venue. That building wasn't swept beforehand, a lapse that gave the assassin a perfect vantage point. Picture the setup. The former president's podium at the center, rows of bleachers to the side, and sniper teams stationed north and south on nearby rooftops. Between them, dense trees created blind spots, or from his hidden perch. The shooter prepared her rifle with a red dot magnifier before, firing a series of controlled shots. The first round grazed Trump's ear and tragically injured audience members seated behind him. Other bullets struck equipment, tearing through a tractor and nearly collapsing the sound system. 7 to 8 rounds in total were unleashed, with one more victim caught in the line of fire. Criticism quickly fell on the Secret Service snipers, accused of taking nearly 2 minutes to neutralize the gunman. But consider their perspective. Tree cover obscured much of the shooter's body from Sniper Team North, while Team South faced a 600-foot distance. Miscommunication over who should fire may have delayed the response. Still, when the shot was finally taken, the threat was eliminated. This was not an isolated event. Thomas Muller Crook, the man behind the Butler shooting, had been tracked even before the attack. Investigators later discovered his van parked nearby, possibly containing explosives. He had climbed onto a slanted roof-an area previously deemed unsafe for surveillance and prepared his attack. At 6:11 p.m., Trump was mid-speech when the first gunfire erupted. Video captured panicked shouts from the crowd. "On the roof! He's got a gun!" 3 shots rang out, followed by 5 more in rapid succession. From an overhead view, it became clear how narrowly Trump escaped, turning his head at the very instant a bullet passed by. But this wasn't the only close call. Months earlier, at Trump's private golf course in West Palm Beach, another plot had been discovered. Positioned behind chain-link fencing near the 5th hole, a gunman waited more than 12 hours for the right moment. Armed with an SKS rifle, he aimed through a gap in the fence as the former president stepped out of a golf cart. A Secret Service agent spotted the weapon just in time, firing before the shooter could pull the trigger. The suspect, later identified as 58-year-old Ryan Wesley Ralph, had set up bags and even mounted a GoPro camera. His goal was not only to kill, but to spread chaos, division, and fear. Investigators believed he intended to ignite something far larger, possibly even civil unrest. These events raise unsettling questions. How many attempts can be stopped, and how many fall through the cracks? In an era of heightened political violence, the line between safety and catastrophe can be just one missed detail.